This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports, and this is the scene at sold-out Everbank Stadium in downtown Jacksonville. Tonight, we wrap up a great Sunday here in Super Wild Card Weekend, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. The third of 3 games to finish up this Sunday. We might save the best for last. And off we go here in the wild card round. And he returns this to the 22. They'll start on the ground. ETN. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Red on red. Hey, tomato. Here we go.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I will see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
13, Luke. Hey, son. 11, Agate.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. They'll drop that underneath ETN. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
There are a lot of tough routes to try and cover. When you see a runner come out of the backfield and run this angle route, looks like they're going to the flat, and then they put their foot in the ground and cut back sharply inside, not easily covered, and then when they catch it, good momentum built up by them as well.
And able to pick up the first. Now Lawrence to throw. ETN bringing in another one. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. They go right back to him for 20 and a first. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Lawrence now to throw after that last run. Open man, this is Brenton Strange, the tight end. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
On red.
Lawrence. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Jaguars will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And it's It's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Looking to put a drive together. Here's Smith. And his first throw of the playoffs is intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. It's certainly not how they envisioned the start to this when you give up the touchdown and they take a shot on the first play from scrimmage offensively, Charles, but it gets intercepted.
Yeah, instead of just trying to nibble and, work your way downfield, they tried to take a nice little chunk there. It didn't pay off for them. Now the defense runs on the field, having already given up a touchdown the first drive, hoping to get their legs under them and slow them down.
And all those mistakes, they just seem magnified here in the playoffs.
It's a gain of 18. Jaguars, first down.
30
First
left.
Goal at the 3-yard line.
13
Now
left.
Lawrence now going to move them around.
Hey, kill.
He'll look to throw. And he's got it. It's Thomas for a Jacksonville touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0.
Jaguars 14. Raiders nothing. Logan Cook to kick off for the Jaguars.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
He had over 100 catches in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of this wild card game.
It's a gain of 10. And the Las Vegas first down.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one.
Hey, here we go.
Gino now to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Genty. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. He'll be back at the 36. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
390%.
Back to throw, Smith. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. And he is caught. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 41-yard line. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
It's a gain of 23 yards. First down, Raiders.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Now a throw here out wide. He might be looking to throw this again. That's going to be caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Now Smith. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Joshua Hines-Allen just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. Smith. He finds his man complete. That's Watkins. Seventh play of this drive coming up, and a long way to go on third down. Play action. It's Smith. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Hey, Jupiter. Here we go.
Here's Lawrence. Got his man. It's the tight end Strange with it. And they'll get him down out past the 15. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him. 15 big yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
That's complete to Parker Washington. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 26 big yards on that one. It's another first down.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage.
Hey.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
2nd and 4.
Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football, as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up.
Hey, I'm gun. Hey, Lion.
From midfield now, Lawrence. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't look it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th.
Hey, Soko, hot.
And they'll try and throw forward with Lawrence. Look in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Fielded at the 20. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Ashton Jeanty. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Second and 9. Throwing now is Geno. His throw incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Geno. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this 1st half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
At the 47-yard line.
On red. Hey, tomato. Heavy. I got it.
Straight ahead, ETN. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
And this is what you want to do in the first half of a playoff game. Get the running game established. He was a big part of their run to a division title. So they're going to rely on him to carry a heavy load here in the playoffs. He rips off a nice run there.
Now Lawrence. They'll try and set up the screen to ETN. Down to the 10. Touchdown, Jaguars. Travis Etienne with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Jaguars continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
Extra point forthcoming.
And it is now 21-0.
Raiders, nothing.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
From the 39-yard line, here comes second down at 6. And now Smith going to change the play. Here's Smith. Off play action. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Smith now to throw. That's complete to his rookie second-round pick. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Very nicely done there on the reception, and what an impact this rookie made on this offense, Charles, in the regular season.
Yeah, he's a big part of why they are where they are. He stepped into an important role, embraced it, and in a lot of ways expanded it, and immediately made a connection with his quarterback.
Smith. That's to Bash over the middle. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Hey, let's go Sunday.
Throwing again is Smith. That's into the hands of his tight end Bowers. And he's going to get this down near the 25. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
Now it's Smith. That's to the left side, pulled in by Besh. So he'll get nothing out of that play, and it'll bring up a second and goal.
That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on second and goal. From the gun, here's Smith. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And he's into the clear. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. Charles, they are putting on a show right now. I mean, with that fumble return for the touchdown, you think about the size of this advantage. Heck, it's a 4-score game right now, and we're still in the first half.
And that has to be the highlight, Brandon, with how frequently we see fumbles return to the house. But if you are inclined to pick this as the game signature play so far, you do have no shortage of alternatives to select from. This has been nothing short of a clinic. And as noted, we still have a half a ball to play.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of the defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
First down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
That's caught. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll bring up second down. The play fake. Miller. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down.
Off of play action. Here's Smith.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 27 yards there on a very nice third down conversion.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Smith. That's caught by Tucker. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 19-yard line.
Gino down to throw. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28.
Trayvon Walker.
He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
The kick by Carlson is good. And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25.
Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing it to break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try to plan a comeback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Hey, go!
And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room.
Gun. Here we go.
Lawrence.
And his pass incomplete.
Well, we see him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Here's 2nd and 10.
On red.
Now Lawrence to throw. He'll get this off DTN.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Hey, take right open. Go. Hey, Soko, so hot.
They go play action now. Lawrence targeting Thomas on the out route, making the catch. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a 1st down as well.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Decent 24. 13 loop. Hey, Soko, so hot. Here we go.
Lawrence going to throw again. Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. Lonnie Johnson picks it. And the Raiders are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And with decent starting field position, there may be only a couple completions away from field goal range.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
But this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
He'll get the tight end Bowers involved there.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Now the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. Back to throw. Miller.
He'll try to pick.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Now Miller, a final shot before break. He's going to air one out. And incomplete on the deep ball. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. Oh, nice move.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They'll start on the ground with Ginty.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. Miller. Throw inside, complete. That's Tucker. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
3rd and short. They'll try and pick it up through the air. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 7.
Lisa 24. Stop. Same frame.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Got his man. It's the tight end Strange with it. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
Hey, hey, hey.
Here's Lawrence to throw. That is caught. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
All right, let's go. It's on. Go, go. Check. Hurt. Silver.
ETN up the middle. Joey Bosa in on the stop.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved.
Second and 9 from the 44.
Hey, run.
Now Lawrence. And that's complete ETN out of the backfield.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On red. Here we go.
Lawrence will throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
Hey, kill. Gun. Tomato.
And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30. Open man, it's Hunter. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Hey, go.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. Wide open receiver complete.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that will bring up second down.
Second and 5 at the 6-yard line.
Hey, easy. Ralph. Hey, son. Silver.
Touchdown, Jaguars. Travis Hunter, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars just continue to roll. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Raiders 3.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. For Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what will be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's second down.
But Charles, what a rookie season he had, catching the football over 1,000 yards on the year, and he comes through there with a nice grab.
And we've seen wide receivers in recent years come in and have big years right away. And you think about Justin Jefferson in 2020, 1,400 yards and huge impact on his team and on the league. This guy, he's following his footsteps as an impact guy here in year one.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
3rd and 5.
18 Cardinals.
Back to throw. Miller. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Into space at the 45. He may go. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Dante Thornton, 74 yards. And the Raiders are able to cut into that deficit. Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces, to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
On as the Raider kickoff unit now, as they will send this one away.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Still well in control of this ball game, despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago.
Sink right. 13, Luke.
Now Lawrence. A short throw there to Strange.
2 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be second down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down.
So from the 26-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's Lawrence. A short throw there to Strange. Into space at the 45. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
Here's Lawrence. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Third quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's second and 10.
They'll look to throw again.
And they were looking to set up the screen, but that's going to be incomplete. Almost wound up going the other way. Well covered defensively, and it'll bring up third down.
Yeah, offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back, because they understand you can only go to the well so many times in a game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. There he goes left side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
Charles, we've seen them target one of their main weapons time and time again. Maybe they went to that well too many times there.
Yeah, and it's so difficult to determine how many times is too many, because how many times have we seen a team go and play and say, until they stop us, we'll keep going. But they got stopped on that one, and it cost them 6 points.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round one here in the AFC. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On is the Raider kickoff unit now, as they will send this one away.
And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And that pick six a moment ago doesn't change things too much. They still seem pretty comfortable with a 3-possession fourth quarter lead. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Rip, 23. Done. Next side.
Back to throw now on first down.
The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. And Oliver. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's second and 21.
Hey, I'm gun.
A shotgun snap and a give to ETN.
And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say. Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Done. Next side.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
Now he's going to step up and run.
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
Max Crosby drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up fourth down. Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Here we go, set. 70 Lion.
In motion left, that's Thornton. Now here's a throw out wide. Oh, this might be a double pass. That's going to be incomplete. It looked like he had him for a second, but the razzle-dazzle will not work out. It's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Miller. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. The Raiders on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Miller.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jaguars will take over here just shy of the 30.
Intercepted. The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. And we'll get this to the 32.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Here's 2nd and 7.
On red.
Another 10 for ETN. And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Gain of 3 brings up 3rd and 4.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down.
All right, let's go. Hey, son. Here we go, son.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Keanu Bitten. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville.
taken at about the 16. 51 yards on the punt there.
And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And this is a situation where as a head coach you're just saying, what else could go wrong? Let's get it all out of our system, please. This has been a sloppy game throughout. The execution has been lacking. A lot of mistakes, both mental and physical. And here's a big play that goes by the wayside.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
Working downfield, he's got Thornton.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
A gain of 26 yards. 1st down, Las Vegas.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Looking to throw. Miller.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this 4th quarter.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
That is caught downfield. It's Besh.
What a throw right there for the 1st down. He has taken some real punishment in this game, but still standing in the pocket, completing that one.
He's a flat-out warrior. There's no question about that. How about him stepping up into the teeth of the rush and delivering there for that big strike and that big pickup?
Let's go. Cowboy 80. Go.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And the Raiders are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Back to throw again. Now he's got it. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
Genty.
And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Called a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Now they'll send the tight end in motion left. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. Right now, no questioning the toughness of this Jaguar defense. This is 3rd and goal.
They'll try again. And this time he will get in. Touchdown Raiders. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept him out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on him. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit.
24.
Down 2 scores, out of timeouts, a must recover if they're going to have any shot. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Second and 11 now.
Hey, easy. Ralph. Hey, tomato. Done.
Handoff running left is ETN.
And he's going to be met at about the 43.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down.
Hey, Ron.
They'll run again.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. Divisional round.
Everyone plays all year long for the right to get into the tournament, as they like to call it. Wild card, divisional, doesn't matter to them. One moves on, one goes home.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.